We promise, this is a trip that you'll never forget. Welcome to MojoTravels, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 reasons to visit the Netherlands when you travel again.
Are you a fan of our videos? Be sure to subscribe to MojoTravels and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we're looking at some of the most compelling reasons to put this Western European country at the top of your bucket list. With something to offer every type of traveler, the Netherlands is a must-visit whenever you feel comfortable taking your next trip. Number 10. The people and atmosphere. Whether you're in the city, a small town, or exploring the countryside, you can't help but be charmed by your surroundings when visiting the Netherlands. We'll be touching on all of the above in more detail in this video, but what makes this country so uniformly appealing is the overall vibe and the speed at which people take life. It's consistently ranked amongst the best countries in the world in terms of quality of life, and that translates to a general happiness and welcoming spirit amongst the local residents. It's the 14th safest country in the world, is notably family-friendly, and can be navigated with ease by English-speaking travelers. Also, while flowers might not typically be a driving force behind your travel, the Dutch tulips live up to their reputation and certainly add to the country's scenic spaces. Number 9. Ease of travel. Between the international rail system and local public transit options, Western Europe puts North America to shame when it comes to transportation. But even by European standards, the Netherlands makes it exceedingly easy to get around. First of all, given that the Netherlands is relatively modest in size, completionists can realistically explore much of the country in a single trip. If Amsterdam's hotel prices are too steep for you, staying outside the city hardly feels like a compromise with regular buses that'll have you there in under 20 minutes. Then there are the bicycles. Cycling is very much a part of the Dutch culture. Not only are they widely used in cities, but because the country is quite flat, cycling enthusiasts may even choose to make this a bike trip. Between its world-class train network, local buses, and it being among the top cycling nations in the world, the Netherlands makes getting around a pleasure. Number 8. The local history. Every country has its own unique past for travelers to engage with, and the Netherlands is no exception. As you explore the various Dutch cities, the architecture tells a story. The windmills are a well-known national symbol, but what about the history behind them? More than just milling local grains, the windmills that dot the landscape actually serve to drain the swampy marshlands. Given that roughly 1/3 of the country is below sea level, their historic importance cannot be overstated, and various windmills are now national monuments. The canals make for another fascinating trip into the past as you learn more about the crucial role they once played in the Dutch economy. Then there are the numerous occupations that the country has weathered, including the Nazis during World War II. De Kanon van Nederland in Arnhem is a museum that offers a great crash course in Dutch history for those who want an overview of the whole picture. Number 7. Towns and villages. The Netherlands boasts a handful of must-visit cities, but a big part of the country's appeal are the many quaint villages and picturesque towns just waiting to be explored. Broek in Waterland is among the most famous such examples, attracting a steady stream of visitors with its pastel-colored historic Dutch homes divided by canals spanned. Then there's Giethoorn, which looks like something out of a fantasy novel. The old quarter of this small picturesque village can only be navigated by water, walking paths, and bridges that span the canals. The town of Naarden, located in the province of North Holland, is a star fort, complete with fortified walls and a surrounding moat. Kinderdijk, a World Heritage Site, known for its windmills, is another village that you won't want to miss. Honestly, we could probably do a list entirely dedicated to the towns and villages of the Netherlands that you should add to your itinerary. Number 6. Beer culture. Do you enjoy a good pint? Do you have a passion for discovering different types of beer? Then you absolutely need to visit the Netherlands. Not only is there a long-standing tradition of beer making within the country, this is, after all, the nation that gave us Heineken, but there is also a booming craft brewery culture, offering modern interpretations of the classics and bold new brews. Amsterdam in particular is home to numerous tap houses where you can sample the country's finest beers, as well as those from neighboring nations. To try beers made in-house by the newest generation of Dutch craft brewers, be sure to visit Brouwerhat's Eye in Amsterdam, Jopen in Haarlem, and Rotterdam's De Kapse Brouwers. The Heineken experience also makes for a fascinating look behind the process and history of one of the world's most popular brews. Number 5. Museums and art history. You know what else goes together like the Dutch and beer? The Dutch and art. The Netherlands has given us some of the finest and most respected artists in history. And while the works of Rembrandt, Vermeer, and Van Gogh can be found in museums all around the world, there is still something special about gazing upon their creations in their nation of origin. The Rijksmuseum is a must-visit for anyone with an interest in the classics, while Van Gogh actually has his very own museum. Rather than focusing exclusively on the past, however, the Netherlands continues to champion the arts. If museums and galleries typically factor into your travel itinerary, you're truly spoiled for choice with an abundance of institutions dedicated to modern and contemporary art. Of course, history buffs will also want to get some perspective and pay their respects with a tour of the Anne Frank House. Number 4. The landscape. Earlier we told you that the Netherlands is a famously flat country, but don't mistake flat for boring. This Western European nation is absolutely stunning. The aforementioned flowers are obviously a big part of the draw, as are the windmills, which never fail to add visual interest to the horizon. If you're the outdoorsy type but cycling isn't really your speed, the country's extensive walking trails are a great way to see everything that the countryside has to offer. The Pieterpad is arguably the most famous of the bunch, spanning 498 kilometers, or roughly 309 miles. Another must-visit area is the Netherlands' Green Heart, with major population centers like Rotterdam, Amsterdam, Den Haag, and Haarlem surrounding it. The Groene Hart is a popular place to get away from the city. In addition to ample green space, it's also a hub of agricultural activity that encompasses the enticingly named Cheese Valley. Number 3. The Dutch Wadden Islands. The Netherlands is a destination whose reputation precedes it. And yet, for all the things for which the country is famous, the Wadden Islands somehow often go overlooked and unmentioned in most travel guides. Many a traveler has made the trip without even hearing about them, let alone visiting. These islands form an archipelago that runs along the shared coastline of Denmark, Germany, and the Netherlands, with 5 of the islands belonging to the latter. Texel, Vlieland, Terschelling, Schiermonnikoog, and Ameland are collectively considered a World Heritage Site, but each island has its own quirks and unique atmosphere. Sandy beaches, lighthouses, seal watching, local festivals, picturesque shoreline, cute villages. It's an unexpectedly classic island getaway experience. That being said, it's worth noting that Texel has one of the country's most celebrated craft breweries, Texel's Brouwerij. Number 2. Local dishes. Are you the sort of traveler who lets your stomach pick the destination? Well then, it's only a matter of time until you wind up in the Netherlands. We'll start with the obvious stuff. There are a few reparations and treats that every traveler needs to try. Stroopwafels are thin waffles coated in syrup. Hagelslag is just a piece of toast with heaps of butter, and wait for it, sprinkles. Amsterdam is home to some iconic French fry spots, including Vlamings de Salsameesters, which is a true institution. While in the Netherlands, you simply must try the herring, which is served raw or pickled with various toppings. It's an acquired taste, but this snack is readily available from street vendors and is very much a local classic. Bitterballen, provergets, kroket, rauwworst sausage, Dutch pancakes, or pannenkoeken. Dutch cuisine doesn't get nearly as much attention as it deserves. And don't even get us started on Dutch cheese. It's quite simply divine. Number 1. Amsterdam. Is this an obvious top entry? Yes, but it would be dishonest to put it anywhere else in our ranking. Over-tourism is a problem in Amsterdam, but when navigating the city, you wouldn't know it, at least outside of the overt party neighborhoods like the Red Light District. What makes Amsterdam so remarkable is the balance that it strikes. Yes, the nightlife is wild, but it doesn't really detract from the city's character. Amsterdam is one of the most popular cities in the world, and yet large sections of it still feel like a fairy tale medieval village. As a result of the architecture, few buildings are over 6 stories, the canals, and ample greenery. It's the sort of metropolis that somehow manages to do it all at once. It's among the top cities in terms of museums per capita, the locals are welcoming, and no matter how many guests it receives, it always feels cozy and intimate. That being said, Rotterdam, Den Haag, and Haarlem should all be added to the travel itinerary as well.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MojoTravels, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.